A new PBS Frontline documentary looks at the issues Alaska natives are facing because of climate change. The film is titled Alaska's Vanishing Native Villages. The producer, writer, and director of the film is with us. We welcome Patty Talahangva. Welcome back to Arizona Horizon. And also joining us, Lauren Mucciolo, who also produced the documentary. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us, both of you. Patty, we'll start with you. The focus, obviously, is of folks living up there and what the climate is doing to them. What is the climate doing to them?
Well, it's been happening for a long time, and between the rising sea levels and the warming of the earth, so the thawing of the permafrost is creating a perfect storm, if you will.
Yeah.
Because literally, with the also warming temperatures, the ice that forms along the coast is not coming. It's not forming every year, and that is the breaker for the waves that come in, and so. When the waves come in, it's eating away the coastline. And then as the permafrost thaws, it destabilizes the ground for all of the infrastructure, houses, buildings, any kind of roads they have. So it's wreaking havoc on the villages.
And how do you tell this story in order for us who weren't, I'm going to ask about what it was like to be up there, but for those of us who weren't there, how do you tell the story to get it across just how much of an impact this is making?
Well, I mean, that wasn't very difficult. I mean, the truth is that there were quite a number of storms that we could have referenced to be able to help tell this story, and a lot of archival material that documents all the damage those storms have done. And also there were a lot of people, I think, who feel very frustrated that there isn't enough progress being made. There aren't enough opportunities to get funding and support and technical expertise to be able to help these villages combat the damages of climate change.
I was going to ask about that. What are some of the bureaucratic challenges?
The bureaucratic challenges are many. I mean, one of the biggest challenges has been that so much of the funding that is available, so much of the support that is available is siloed across so many different federal programs across the federal government. And so you've got to understand how to sort of navigate that system. And as well, a lot of it is grant driven and competitive grants. So you're applying for grants that there may be one sort of small element that wasn't included in the grant application, and suddenly you're disqualified and you can't apply again for another year or two.
Wow. And you mentioned navigating the process. Patty, how did you navigate the area up there? It is so remote. Some of these areas look really remote.
Yes.
What'd you go through? What was it like?
Well, I like to give this example. If we could have taken a direct flight from Anchorage to Chivak, the flight would have been 2 hours. But there are no direct flights, so you have to fly into Bethel and then Bethel into Chivak. It took us 2 days.
Oh.
So imagine, getting stuck in Bethel. I mean stuck in a bad way, but the weather prevented us from flying into Chivak. So, and we were also told that because we traveled in the winter, to be prepared to be stranded there because of a blizzard or something. If there's no visibility, the planes won't fly, the pilots won't go up. So we had to take all of our own food, our water, our sleeping bags, all of our winter gear that we wore, and pretty much be self-contained. And we're watching some of the footage.
Yes, yes.
There are no cars, so getting around on snow machines in the wintertime, that was a challenge. And just, even though we had heat in our unit, waking up in the morning and seeing your breath, as you climb out of your sleeping bag. I mean, it was pretty challenging, but it was beautiful. And the people were wonderful. And you can't go to these villages because they have no restaurants, many of them, they don't have hotels. So you have to talk with the tribal government or the city government to see if they have room in their apartment to rent. And then you're at their mercy because they're the ones providing transportation as well.
Yeah. And when you talk to the folks up there, when government officials, residents, villagers, whatever, I mean, what are they thinking? Are they thinking relocation? Are they thinking our home is gone?
They're starting to have those conversations now. And what I found so amazing is that even talking to the teenagers, even talking to the young people, they were able to talk about what they have seen in their young lifetimes, the changes that they have seen. And relocation is very much top of mind because I think there's a lot of recognition that some of these places, I mean, I think long ago, a lot of these villages were built on the ocean because or on rivers, which would allow you to be able to access fish and, you know, the subsistence foods that culturally these communities depend upon. But that also puts them in a very vulnerable position now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I imagine this kind of rings true a little bit for you, doesn't it, with your Hopi background and everything?
Yes, and the fact that for the people in Hooper Bay, at least the people they were originally from the village of Bymute, they were forced to move to Hooper Bay because the government built a school. You know,
We've had you on about schools before.
we've
Yes,
talked
we
about
have.
boarding schools, government-run boarding schools for Native people, and now they're being forced to leave Hooper Bay because of climate change. And so what is that going to look like in 10 and 20 years? And as Lauren said, the students were amazing, teenagers, and they're talking about how they prefer to go out and subsistence harvest from the ocean as opposed to going into the grocery store because those foods are foreign to them.
Yeah.
And they told me, you know, in the film we talk about, the kids tell us that that food is junk, and they don't like junk.
Yeah.
You know, they have a subsistence way of life, a diet that's tied to their culture, and that's what they want to hold on to and keep.
All right. Yeah, Alaska's Vanishing Native Villages. Again, this is a documentary for Frontline. Congratulations to you both. It sounds like it was
Thank
quite
you.
the effort, and you got quite the result. It's really fascinating stuff and great work, and good to have you here sharing your stories. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Ted.
Thank you.